Oh, hello there. I'm Bilchan.
I'm Nimikung.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Chapter 10, Section 2 of the picture of Dorian Gray.
As.
The picture of Dorian Gray. Oscar Wilde. Chapter 10, Section 2. In 2 or 3 minutes there was another knock. And Mr. Abbott himself, the celebrated frame maker of South O'Day Street, came in with a somewhat rough-looking young assistant. Mr. Abbott was a florid, red-waistcoat little man, whose admiration for art was considerably tempered by the inveterate impecuniosity of most of the artists who dealt with him. As a rule, he never left his shop. He waited for people to come to him, but he always made an exception in favour of Dorian Gray. There was something about Dorian that charmed everybody. It was a pleasure even to see him. "What can I do for you?" "Mr. Gray," he said, rubbing his fat freckled hands. "I thought I would do myself the honour of coming round in person. I have just got a beauty of a frame. Taro. Picked it up at a sale. Old Florentine. Came from Fonthel, I believe. Admirably suited for a religious subject. Mr. I am so sorry you have given yourself the trouble of coming round. Mr. A word. I shall certainly drop in and look at the frame if I don't go much. At present for religious art, but today I only want a picture carried to the top of the house for me. It is rather heavy. No trouble at all. Mr. I am delighted to be of any service to you. Which is the work of art? This, replied Dorian, moving the screen back. Can you move it? Covering and all. Just as it is. There will be no difficulty. Sir, said the genial frame maker. They began, with the aid of his assistant, to unearth the picture from the long brass chains by which it was suspended. And then, where shall we carry it? Mr. I will show you the way. Mr. Albert, if you will kindly follow me. Or perhaps you had better go in front. I am afraid it is right at the top of the house. We will go up by the front staircase. He held the door open for them, and they passed out into the hall and began the ascent. The elaborate character of the frame had made the picture extremely bulky, and now and then, in spite of the obsequious protests of Mr. Albert, who had the true tradesman's pretty dislike of seeing a gentleman doing anything useful, Dorian put his hand to his so as to help them. Something of a load to carry. Sir, gasped the little man when they reached the top landing. And he wiped his shiny forehead. I am afraid it is rather heavy, murmured Dorian as he unlocked the door that opened into the room that was to keep for him the curious secret of his life and hide his soul from the eyes of men. He had not entered the place for more than 4 years not. Indeed, since he had used it first as a playroom when he was a child, and then as a study when he grew somewhat older. It was a large, well-proportioned room, which had been specially built by the last Lord Colescott for the use of the little grandson whom, for his strange likeness to his mother, and also for other reasons, he had always hated and desired to keep at a distance. It appeared to Dorian to have but little changed. There was the huge Italian cassone, with its fantastically painted panels and its turn goat mouldings, in which he had so often hidden himself as a boy. There the set bookcase filled with his dog-eared schoolbooks. On the wall behind it was hanging the same rigid Flemish tapestry where it faded. King and Queen were playing chess in a garden, while a company of hawkers rode by, carrying hooded birds on their gauntleted wrists. How well he remembered it all. Every moment of his lonely childhood came back to him as he looked round. He recalled the stainless purity of his boyish life, and it seemed horrible to him that it was here the fatal portrait was to be hidden away. How little he had thought, in those dead days, of all that was in store for him. But there was no other place in the house so secure from prying eyes as this. He had the key, and no one else could enter it. Beneath its purple pall, the face painted on the canvas could grow still, sodden and unclean. What did it matter? No one could see it. He himself would not see it. Why should he watch the hideous corruption of his soul? He kept his youth, that was enough. And besides, might not his nature grow finer? After all, there was no reason that the future should be so full of shame. Son love might come across his life and purify him, and shield him from those sins that seemed to be already stirring in spirit and in flesh, all curious unpictured sins whose very mystery lay in their subtlety and their charm. Perhaps someday the cruel look would have passed away from the scarlet sensitive mouth, and he might show to the world so Howard's masterpiece. To be continued.